Hello and welcome to a very wholesome episode of the Kyle and Thomas Show. And getting some whole with us today is Q Rose and his boy Jay. Jay, what is your last? Do you have a last? Is it just Jay?
Yeah, Jay Park.
Jay Park. Okay, my bad. We're off to a fucking flying start, dude.
Now you said getting some whole.
That's just a figure of speech.
He had the most sus look on his face. He was just like,
I'm like,
I thought of that earlier this.
It's 30 seconds. What did I get myself into?
That's a common theme that we hear that a lot.
We're bad for the brand. No, dude, we're a changed podcast. Our old podcast, we were very.
This is the Wild Wild West.
Now we're wholesome, dude. We're family friendly.
Yep.
And we're getting some whole.
Whoa.
Yeah, his girlfriend I think did just move in, so I guess they're getting more whole in this place than before.
Yeah, that's why we're filming this side of the room, because that side looks like fucking Fallujah over there. I don't want you making any jokes about how it looks like a fucking crack house. Or,
I don't like
it's moving weekend.
I don't like how I keep having to ask these references, man. Like now he said Fallujah. Like what the fuck?
It's a town in Iraq.
Say less.
You were in the Air Force, dude.
Yeah, I think you bombed there several times.
He's like, I didn't
Perhaps
memorize.
you'd be more comfortable with Palestine. It looks like Palestine over there.
He's like, I didn't memorize the names of the towns.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
I just pressed the button.
Yeah, we're gonna remember everybody.
Doesn't make sense to name them.
Holy shit! And with that being said, Q Rose, you have a special.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, we just filmed yesterday, so we just had a good turnout. So we're just looking forward to everything's gonna come along with that. I've been working. I've been doing comedy. It's hard to say, man. I'm doing comedy. You know, I started comedy 8 years ago, but my daughter's 8, so I stopped for a long time trying to get my family together. That didn't work. It is what it is. And when I finally decided to get back at it, COVID happened.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? So I did maybe 3 open mics trying to get back into this. And then COVID happened when I moved back to Dallas. So, and then during that time, during COVID, you know, since I didn't really have anything to work on, whatever, that's when I kind of started doing music.
Yeah.
So during COVID, a couple years, I just worked on music. And
The Donald Glover method.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can make something work from that. But you know, after doing that, got back into comedy. It was tough. It was tough coming back to it. You know, especially you move scenes, and you notice a lot of things just have to do with opportunity. Opportunity. When I was in Philly, people were giving me opportunity. You know what I'm saying? With that opportunity, I make a lot of things happen. I make a lot of things shake. I came to Dallas and I don't know. I don't know if it's because it is my city. And when I was in Philly, I was from a different city. But I came to Dallas, it was just hard up trying to, very, very difficult trying to get opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So without opportunity, you don't get stage time. Without stage time, you can't get any better. And that's why I was so happy to even deal with, somebody like Noah Shark Robinson, Sharks Comedy Club, whatever, because they would actually give me opportunity to actually hone my skills and do what I know I've studied to be able to do. Because these other places, other people, just, that's why you got to make your own way. You can't wait on anybody. You got to make your own way, and then you got to go show love to the people that's willing to show you love. So,
for sure.
You hear that, haters? He's making things shake in Dallas, and he's hard. Now,
and we're getting whole.
I heard what I wanted to hear.
So you saying it's more opportunity in Philly, you would say, than in Dallas right now?
Nah. I wouldn't say that. I just say that I was given more opportunity. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's more so of just a personal thing. Just the.
He's saying right now Dallas is a funnier town than Philly. You hear that, Philly comics?
I didn't. It is funny. People ask me that all the time, man, and I just think that Philly, pound for pound, it just was a little bit different. It was a smaller town. You know what I'm saying? It's an art town. It's a small town. It's like it's built. It's built like a mini New York. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people just come in and just leave right away. So You know, because it's smaller. So I think there was a lot of talented comedians more concentrated.
Yeah.
You know, versus here. There's so many.
Yeah.
There's so much area you can move around.
And there's circuits.
Yeah, there's different circuits
Real
of comedy. So I think that's a hard question. Which one is funnier? I mean, there's so much funny here in Dallas. It's just sometimes you gotta drive to Plano to get it. Sometimes you gotta drive to Fort Worth to get it. Sometimes you gotta drive to Addison to get it. Sometimes saying Dallas. There's funny all around, and it's spread out. Versus I think it's just very funny in Philly, but it's more concentrated.
Notice you always talk about Austin too. Have y'all been to Austin?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go out there and travel. What do y'all think about Austin compared to Dallas?
Austin, some of the funniest comics I know are from there, like younger people and up and coming, but it also has their bottom is the worst of the worst. They have so many gimmicky motherfuckers. They have like dudes on stage only in a diaper going, "I'm a bait." Like they just want to be weird for weirdness sake, and that's the thing I hate about Austin.
Okay.
And then the crowds is mostly like tech dudes in fucking Columbia shirts, all pink as fuck.
Okay. A little weird.
I mean, Austin is definitely. I go down there a lot, and I do comedy. But when you talk about Austin, it definitely is a thing. There's definitely more of a shock value comedy, going on down there versus you come somewhere here like at a Dallas Comedy Club, and they don't really. They don't really cater to shock comedy at all. You'll never get booked there if that's your type of brand of comedy. So sometimes we can be in Dallas. It seems like you would think with Austin being the capital that they'd be a little bit more political, but Dallas scene is a little bit more political as far as you talk about style of comedy. But as far talk about higher bottom,
sometimes the limiting kind of helps though, like in Dallas, because in Austin they're just saying shit for the shock value sometimes, just to try to get attention or whatever, and it doesn't necessarily make their comedy better. They're just trying to be like, and it's like pre-chosen topics almost. Like they're gonna shit on like trans people. They're gonna shit on these like sensitive topics because the blueprint's already there or whatever.
Well, it's definitely it's a higher ceiling. In Austin. So when people are looking, they're looking at who's made it, who's made it that's like them. When you talk about something like Kill Tony, that's made such an impression.
For sure.
Not just on Austin, but on the world. But you think about Austin in particularly, these guys have made stars out of guys that showed up and just were wildly. And just these characters, they've made stars out of those guys. So it's kind of hard for an up and coming comedian to see that and not think like, okay, this is my way to get there. I see these wild guys.
It's like the third comedy hotspot in the country now, behind New York and LA. Like there's no denying it. It's just wild.
Okay. Top 3.
Yeah, but that low is low, man. You'll go down there.
Their open mics would be 50 signups, 3 minutes apiece. One dude's wearing a propeller beanie. Like it's fucking.
So everybody's coming out there trying to do whatever they can. I guess.
And then I don't know. We were here and it's very cliquey, and only the people that put you on are the people that you're putting on. I mean that's same
everywhere.
Anywhere, exactly. But
I was
then
about
also,
to say
what
you think's happening.
Like people won't laugh at your shit. Like everyone's like, I don't want to laugh because if I laugh at them, then it might make them look better than me. Like shit like that.
Our friends
going
are
on.
saying that shit.
Damn.
I mean
it's
that
competitive.
it's competitive, man, and you gotta separate yourself, man. You gotta figure out what people are doing and separate yourself. But that's any industry, man.
For sure.
But I know doing the music, being trying to do music or whatever, that seemed to be the biggest issue is that. So to see that kind of creep into comedy, it's frustrating, but at the same time, because I dealt with music, to me, it's like it's nothing to deal with.
You perform music on stage and shit?
Yeah.
It's so much better than comedy, right? It's so much better than kill it on stage.
That's a good question.
I can't say that. I guess it depends on your style of comedy.
I just do karaoke, and if I nail one of those, I'm like, dude, I'm the best. And then somebody tells me my set was funny, I'm like, you're a fucking liar, you bitch.
Well, I guess it depends on what you like. You know what I'm saying? Like I always liked being admired for my intelligence. That's why I have more of a an intellect
so
style
good
of
at giving
comedy.
brain.
You know what?
That's why you're so good at giving brain.
All right, Thomas. We can cut this. We can cut this short. We can cut this an hour and 45 minutes short.
It'll be the first.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to your brain. You know, it's Negro sitting next to you right now, right? Like you say those white jokes for the white fucking comedians to come through.
If you want to do hate speech like that, why don't you go back to Austin, dude?
If you want to do gay speech like that, why don't you go back to Austin? What are you talking about, dog?
The funniest.
Y'all
got a podcast together. How long have y'all been doing that? Well, I've never heard of your podcast. So you posted about it one time?
Shoot,
that's you have a secret podcast.
It's not a secret podcast, but that's part of.
Do you distribute it via mixtape?
It's on YouTube, whatever. But right now the situation is more so we're trying to figure out branding. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out branding. How we going to brand this thing? Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to combine all my brands together or keep them separate. You know, and it's funny to me how excited you are to have a black guy on the podcast. This is so interesting. Like he can't help himself. You know what I'm saying? I've noticed he can't help himself. So like he's like he probably just put these Jordans up for us today. He's like, oh, it's a black guy.
Well, shouts out Big A, our sponsor on the show. He gave me all those Jordans.
Really?
Yeah, Big A did. Shouts out to him.
Shout out Big A.
Shout out Big A, man. Big A's black, by the way.
Big A's black. I have multiple black friends.
No, this is it. This is
Two is multiple. But what's y'all's podcast about? Do y'all have a name for it?
Well, right now it's been the Red House podcast. You know what I'm saying? You can find our older episodes on the Red House pod. But like I said, we're figuring out branding and whatever, how we're gonna move forward, especially with me having this special about to come out. Me having just got these music videos out. So me having these music videos out. Even last night, the song that was played, when I went on stage and then came off stage, that was my song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That I made and got engineered and whatever. So, we're just figuring out branding. But if y'all want to watch anything, go to Red House Pod. See some of our previous episodes.
How did y'all meet? And how did y'all meet? And how did y'all decide that y'all wanted to do a podcast together?
We met. Man, I might have been 2 months old.
Family. Yeah,
this is my cousin.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is my cousin. We didn't
family connection. Right.
Yeah, we didn't grow up close, or anything like that, But we got older and
linked up. Yeah,
it was linked up.
Like Thanksgiving, we seen him around, but yeah.
But
getting closer and closer.
We didn't know that each other was into these type of entertainment industries, and once we figured out he's in the entertainment industry, might as well. We're already family. We're already entertainment. Let's try to
put it together.
Put these resources together and see what we can do with it.
Hell yeah.
Y'all the same way, or?
Kinda, yeah. We grew up together since the 8th grade.
Okay, so yeah, it goes back. Yeah, for sure.
Y'all definitely grew up.
Well, going back to the music thing, I think you could find an avenue of success in the industry because, the Migos, they're missing a member currently.
Man.
What happened to him, brother?
He didn't check in.
He didn't check in.
He checked out.
He did not check in.
Man, rest in peace, Takeoff. Hey, rest in peace, Takeoff.
Rest in peace, Takeoff, man. God.
Dude, he's floating up in heaven right now.
Yeah, there.
Oh, man. Just no sensitivity to the
best.
death.
Dude, he's got the best fucking ad-libs in the pearly gates, dude. He's doing...
Yeah. Damn.
Man, this is going left real quick, dog.
Can't do gay jokes. Can't make... Takeoff died 10 years ago, dude. When can we make fun of him?
I'm not saying we can't make fun of it. I just mean you have zero tact.
I have no tact, dude.
Is any joke off limit as a comedian? Do y'all think?
Nah, I don't think that jokes are off limits. I just think how you approach a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because some things, some things are just like we said, shock value. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't dress it up the right way, then it's shock value. You know what I'm saying? There's jokes that I've made that I just didn't put on my special because I realized that they were just kind of more shock value type of jokes versus being more intellectual or you know, just approaching it with, you know, I'm not saying you got to be caring or whatever, you know, but, you know, there's a reason why stand-up comedians are stand-up comedians, you know, like, for sure. They don't just, you know what I'm saying?
I think you should literally be able to joke about anything, but what you have to know is the more edgy your joke is, the funnier it has to be. If you go edgy with no funny, it's going to come off so fucking bad. Gotcha. But I also believe at an open mic, you should be able to say anything you want, because that's when you're just trying shit out. Gotcha. But also intention matters, because there's so many people where you feel like they're going up there with hatred in their hearts, but I think that's on the open mic host. Like, you got to light those people early. You got to get them the fuck off stage. Like, one time at Shark, we booed this motherfucker off stage at the Nines because he was just like, gay sex is a sin, fucking all this shit. He was like, he went up there preaching, and everybody's booing. I'm like, yeah, at that point, you got to get a motherfucker off the stage if he's not even attempting to make jokes, if he's just trying to preach funny, or something.
Yeah. Nah, intent does matter, you know. Are you trying to be an asshole? You know, are you trying to, you know, take down a certain type of demographic? Or do you just not care? Do you not have any care for a demographic? That's also a piece of it. And are you punching up or are you punching down? You know, sure. I think, you know, even though Migos, you know, Offset was rich or whatever, you know, to talk about a dead man in the matter so recently, I think that's punching down a little bit. But
you think I'm better than Takeoff? That's the most flattering thing I've ever heard.
Well, this is the thing. I think that, you know, what would you rather have, $20 million, or but you get to die tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? You know, like me personally, I'll take my chances with this life and the rest of the time I have on it. So
that's fair.
No, for sure.
He didn't die in one day with $20 million, though. He had $20 million for a while before he died. So that's the real question. It's like, would you rather be a millionaire for a decade or be poor as fuck for 50 years?
I mean, no matter how long you've had money or how long you hadn't had money, you'd still rather have 10 more years of healthy life.
Can't buy time.
The healthy life is a stretch.
Oh, yeah, life.
Oh, but what do y'all be talking about on y'all's podcast and stuff? Do y'all have a theme or anything? Do y'all just fuck around?
Nah, I mean,
Still trying to figure that out.
We talk about you know, whatever's going on sports wise,
current events,
music.
We'll be doing interviews. I guess kind of like similar how y'all.
Yeah.
That's when we're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
You think Jamie Foxx is a clone?
We was just pointing out he got freckles. I looked back
out of nowhere.
Freckles. Jamie Foxx is a clown. Nah, man.
That motherfucker Jamie Foxx is a clown, y'all.
Yeah. And I think Jamie Foxx
and Kevin Hart is an industry plant. Nah, I mean, you know, that's ridiculous, but you know, I don't think people know how cloning works, you know, honestly. Because they've cloned so many different things, you know. If you look up, they clone so many different things. If you clone something, for one, it has to grow. You know, you can't clone a person and then the motherfucker turn 35. You know what I'm saying?
Like thoughts and memories and shit like that.
Yeah, but it even so, like, I've seen them clone things. Once you clone something, it doesn't necessarily come out.
What if that's why they're doing all the lookalike contests? They don't need an exact clone. They just need somebody that looks.
But that's my whole point. Like, if you clone something, you have the same. You have all the same alleles, genotypes, whatever, the same DNA. But that doesn't necessarily mean that through this process of, you know, because there's a lot of things that happen when you fucking incubate a baby and all this stuff. When things grow, like it'll pick certain characteristics. It's not going to come out looking exactly alike.
Oh shit.
Like, nah. Yeah.
Why do you know so much about cloning?
I know a lot about
clone.
He looked into the Jamie Foxx situation deep. He was like, oh, fuck, he did get freckles.
I mean, I take it upon myself to know a little something about everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can hang around you white fucks. All right?
We're a case study.
Even fucks. I know you would laugh at that, but that's not a shit niggas say. Niggas don't say, you black fucks. We don't say shit.
I noticed. I was like,
yeah, but yeah, man, you gotta be able to code switch and talk to everybody, man.
For sure.
Heard that.
Oh shit. I'm gonna throw up, dude.
Y'all been doing comedy like y'all started like a year ago, I would say.
Yeah, we're like almost 2 years in May.
2 years in the game.
So yeah, we're young young hungry bucks.
Guys, you just figured it out.
Yeah. It's always interesting to see how people move to comedy. I always ask people how they get there because I got there on accident.
Dude, that's fucking interesting as fuck because you came up with Philly with all these people that are currently blowing up like a motherfucker. Like, you came up with Shane Gillis, you came up with all these fools, like, in the Raven Lounge with all, like, the Are You Garbage guys, like, all these motherfuckers that are worth fucking
millions. Yeah. There's a lot of guys, but
it's gotta be nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's just like I always think that's for them. I went this. I remember at the time I just had so much going on. Because even comedy wasn't supposed to be like a thing for real. Comedy was something I was just doing. Just to kind of something competitive I can do to get out the house. I tore my knees up. My thing was basketball. My thing was always basketball. I'm a hooper. That's how I got my stress out. That's how I get my competitive nature energy out. That's where I socialize at. So when I lost my knees, I lost a lot of my friendships. I lost my shit. I lost my ability to de-stress in a lot of ways. So
had to find new outlets.
Yeah, I had to find a new outlet. And if I was back in Dallas, I probably just would have did music. You know what I'm saying? Because all my friends here was musicians. But I was in Philly, and one day I just went to an open mic or whatever, and I seen guys doing it, and I was like, holy shit. There's guys that stink at this too. Before you enter the industry, you just assume that everyone is, from outside in, you only know about, Mike Epps and, Bill Burr and whatever.
For sure, dude. Every comedian's first time going to open mic is like, oh yeah, no, I can do this shit for sure.
But I saw it, and I saw an opportunity to be competitive again. And I wanted to compete so hard because I had no outlet. So I just picked up every comedy book that I could put my hands on. And I just studied. And, certain people saw that diligence, because a lot of guys that were like me just left. Because in Philly, like I said, it's smaller, so it's harder to get opportunity. So a lot of guys just, like, hey, I'm getting the fuck out of here. But me, shit, I had an angry baby mama at the house. I wasn't going back home. So I stayed out and whatever. For a while, people wouldn't give me shows or nothing like that. People wouldn't give me opportunities, nothing like that. For a lot of people, I didn't fit their demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would go to some of the black spots, and even though I'm black, even though how I present myself is black,
what?
My comedy sometimes they like wasn't black enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing the shucking and jiving or whatever. And then
people often said that about my comedy as well.
But then you go to some of the mainstream rooms, and then you got a lot of
art teachers.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of people that just weren't like kind of like cool, growing up. That this is their opportunity to be kind of So like, me, I kind of didn't fit that demographic. I've always kind of been cool, you know what I'm saying? So, and then there was a roast show that nobody else wanted to get on. It's Shane Gillis. He threw this. It's called Digital Graffiti. That Shane Gillis, Matt McCusker.
The Digital Graffiti, yeah, the one where they write shit behind your back while you're on stage. You did that, huh? That rocks.
Yeah. This is when it first was started. I did Digital Graffiti, and nobody wanted to do it.
It's also such a good idea for a show, and I'm surprised nobody's copied it.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent.
I'm sure they have.
But nobody wanted to do it. So this was my only opportunity to do a show. It's a show that nobody wants to do because people get drunk before it. Because it's tough being on stage and people are laughing at cues that you're not even doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking the worst.
But you gotta understand, I was in the military, man. I'm used to sitting there, people fucking yelling at you and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing for me. So I went up there and in this show, and I did my thing, whatever. And I and it was Matt McCusker, Shane Gillis, and I didn't know who Big J Ogerson, Big J was. I didn't know who he was at all. I knew Matt and Shane because they was doing Raven Lounge or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Going to Hilly and whatever. But I did that show, and I guess they used to go play. They would go play poker, and Big J, I guess, got in their ear. It was like, yo, something about that Q Rose guy. You know what I'm saying? Something about him. Y'all need to get, mess with him. And after that, that group of guys, they started to mess with me and started, and I'll come over. They would barbecue.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
I would bring, chicken over or whatever.
And I would barbecue. Were 4 dudes living in a house eating dog food and shit. Now the fools.
It was more like 6 people in the house. 6 people, and it's Philly. It's 6 people house with rats.
All mattresses on the floor.
Oh, rats.
The rats and all type of stuff. Nah, but it was crazy though to go back and think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because these people are now revered. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Revered, but at the time it's just like, hey, Q, after Raven Lounge, you gonna come play poker? Because they end up Brian Six, another guy at the poker table. He ended up giving me his spot at Raven Lounge, and and he moved on to Helium, whatever. So he gave me a spot, and afterwards, they would bring like big stars over from Helium to work on, after Thursday set to work on stuff at Raven Lounge. Like, Q, I'm bringing freaking Rob Schneider or some bullshit, like, or some bullshit or whatever. And then you know what I'm saying, we would, and then after a while, you know what I'm saying, I would, come over there and hang out. And I was always interested in why they would pick me to come hang out, because there was 3 other people that ran Raven Lounge, but they didn't necessarily pick them to hang out. But it was because it took me a while to realize it's like, Q, you're a comic, but also like, Q, you're not, it's more than that. You know what I'm saying? You're a jock. Shane, Matt, like Shane's a fucking jock, clearly.
For sure.
Matt kept a fucking black girlfriend no matter what. That's what he, you know what I'm saying? Fucking Six was he was so cool, man. He was so cool. So he would come out, and then, in Sydney, he'd fucking, whatever. But we'd go over, we'd play poker or whatever. And that's how I started my comedy. And y'all know Mickey Leaper? Okay, it was some stars. It was stars at that table, man. Mickey's actually just was on the Conan show like 3 nights ago, because he has a show called Saint Something Medical. And
I feel like just that fucking city just breeds like the fucking hard city like that just breeds funny ass comics. And also, like, it is the city of brotherly love. And I was wondering, did you love any brothers while you were there?
What you mean, like gay?
No. Just if you had any love for your brothers when you were there.
No, we want them to stay. We don't want them to leave. We don't want them to leave.
I thought of that 30 minutes ago.
My boy,
I was sitting on it.
I don't even know how to respond to that. But
love your brothers when you were
let me put it like this, man. I definitely struggled more so with the urban scene than I did the mainstream scene. Like, now that I'm here in Dallas, you know what I'm saying, I do a lot better with the urban scene. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff is just because of off the cuffness. Mm-hmm. When I when you're doing mainstream stuff, they don't necessarily need you to be off the cuff. You know what I'm saying? You could just write your jokes if they're perfectly structured, if they're perfectly formed. We mess with them. We mess with that. You know what I'm saying? You go to some of these urban shows.
They're the hardest people to make laugh ever, especially if you're me, dude. I suck. I'm a fraud.
It's because you gotta be quick. You gotta be off the cuff.
I will do that for like my first 2, and they'll laugh, and then I get into material, and they're like, "Nah, we're done."
Black people can be tough. You know, I've definitely my percentage rates.
They're also around funnier people all the time. You know.
You mean like? It's about the type of funny that they like to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Like, but I think black funny is universal. I feel like you could get a hood person in a mainstream room and they're gonna kill, but also they would kill in the urban rooms, whereas like it's not the same vice versa at all.
I mean, more so. I say more so. Now, again, like we even say, Dallas Comedy Club. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get that crowd. That crowd,
you get a little scared.
Yeah, that crowd doesn't necessarily want you to mess with them as much sometimes, you know. And then you got, you know, comics that come in who are great at improv. They don't, their whole bread and butter is improv. They're not necessarily going home and writing out all their jokes or whatever, you know, trying to make a set list or whatever.
I'm right here.
You know. but you know, some crowds don't want you to mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you get those urban crowds, and that's what they need. It's not just what they want. That's what they need. They need somebody to be the butt of the joke. You know, even if it's them, they need you to go at them. You know.
Okay.
I was on a Big A show one time. I bombed the whole time except for when I called one of his friends LL Cool J for wearing not LL Cool J, Cameron. He's wearing a fuzzy hat.
Yeah.
And dude, the whole crowd laughed at him, and I was like, "Hey, ma," I was saying that shit, and that's the only laugh I got for a good 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Man. When you up there bombing, I guess everybody had like a bomb. How
you have to. It's impossible not to, especially coming up when people don't know who the fuck you are.
Like y'all first show, was it a bomb automatic kind of?
No, first time I killed, which is a bad thing to do.
Okay.
Because then you think you're good.
Right. He was ready.
Then you think you're good out the gate.
You know, yeah. What about you, Cal? I'll go last.
As far as like first time was fine. Like got laughs like throughout.
We both
didn't kill, but
good our first time.
Pretty good, yeah.
And then but no, like the second time I went up though, it was like almost everyone had gone, and it was like that was the first like the first sobering moment came quick.
I got you. Does it matter like what time you go on to?
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay. What's a good time to go on?
One of the harder things about starting out is you show up to these open mics, and a lot of the time, if you're like newer or they don't know you, you'll just be at the ass end of the list.
Right. Everybody already left. Okay.
Yeah. And that's the worst.
I mean, you don't want to
grind it and stick it out.
Show up early.
But not just stick it out. You know, a lot of that has to do with just what you can provide.
For sure.
You know, you got some guys that have a podcast. You got a podcast that some people can go to. Some guys run an open mic, even if it's not a big open mic. It's at least that you're providing something to the scene.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, some guys. You know, you got some guys that are bringers.
Yeah, bring something to the scene.
No, like when I say bringers, I mean they'll bring people. You know what I'm saying? To either the open mic or they're known to bring people to the show. You know what I'm saying?
To show up.
Yeah, or you got some guys that are good promoters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll help you promote. And you got the video guys, the guys that either take your headshots or that record your sets, or or keep taking pictures and putting those online.
The more you bring to the table, the more. There's
several ways.
And then you have your white women who get put on the show because you need one more on this show if you don't want to piss nobody off, and they're not really good at.
How do y'all feel about women comedy? Because when I think about it, is women. When I think of the top comedians, I don't.
I mean, well, shoot, it's. I mean, comedy isn't. It's not about whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're fat, black, 7 foot tall, 3 foot tall.
Who's the funniest woman comic to y'all?
Jordan Jensen.
Oh, like of all time?
Of all time?
All time. Wow. Y'all even have a top 5 or a top 3?
No, I like Jordan. Jordan Jensen's my favorite female comic. It's like she makes me laugh really fucking hard. But like I think it's like MMA. Like, nobody gave a fuck for the longest time, and now that people are starting to give a fuck, they're getting real funny.
Okay.
For sure.
But still, if you put them in there...
I mean,
why you want to hold back? You got letting all the jokes fly. Hold back.
It's not so much holding back. It's having respect for the game.
I mean, it's halfway. It's like half true and half not.
There's
a lot of women that get undeserved spots and bomb like a motherfucker, and there's a lot of very funny women, but the funny thing to say is just like they suck and they're not funny because there's an instinct there. I don't know.
It's not an instinct. It's not so much like this. This is why for me it's hard. It's hard subject to talk about. Like we talk about the top of the top. Top of the top. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about women comedians right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the top of the best comedians ever. There's nobody on that Mount Rushmore that's a woman. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of women comics in the middle that are funnier than what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's just, better than what we do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, for the most part, people aren't aiming for the middle. People are aiming for the top.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think that is? Women can't reach the top of the top.
I'm not saying they can't. They just, it's like, okay, if a woman could could dunk like LeBron James, she wouldn't be in the WNBA. You know, it's just when you're the best at something, you're the best. There's no argument.
They're gonna get a Caitlin Clark eventually, dude. There's gonna be one that turns it all around.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that one day they'll have somebody that we all universally will be like, man, yo, this girl here is the top.
Miss Pat's the funniest woman.
Thinking the same thing. Yeah,
Pat, okay.
It's her.
She's up there.
I thought about it. No, it's her. She's funny and dude. I went and saw her live in Houston on New Year's Eve. I was fucking dying. She ran the lights so hard, and like when she was running the lights, she was promoting her shirts. They might have flashed her 10 times. She's like, "I see the light, motherfucker." She didn't give a fuck. It rocked.
Kept going.
It rocked. She was promoting her shirts the whole time.
That's hard.
Just telling jokes about her shirts, dude. Like riffing on her merch. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen. She's funny as fuck.
Nah, she's fun. I mean, that's why she has her own show. So
hysterical. Her show's funny too. For a sitcom, you never think a sitcom's gonna be funny like that. If you watch the Miss Pat show, it's fucking very funny.
Y'all have like a favorite black comedian?
Yeah, Cat Williams.
Cat Williams, what's yours?
Cat, but I also like Donald Glover a lot.
Donald Glover.
Wait, nigga, what?
One special is incredible.
He's got a special named Weirdo.
I've seen his special. I've seen Weirdo. I just have never in my life heard someone when they say my favorite comedian, they say Donald Glover. That's just never happened.
I think he's a great comedic writer because I also like in that. I mean. Stand-up wise, like obviously Chappelle's got to be up there because he's damn near like he's Mount Rushmore level right now.
You watch Atlanta?
Yeah. I just really like Donald fucking Glover.
Oh yeah.
We had moved on a couple things, but we were talking about bombs. The first time going on stage or whatever.
Yeah.
I know. My first time going on stage, I definitely did an urban room. And I was in a hood. I wasn't even in Philly. I was in a hood north of Philly that they say is worse than Philly. Mm-hmm. You know, so and I didn't know nothing about like open mics. So this was a poetry, singing, and comedy open mic. And this is crazy. And this is messed up, bro. Because I showed up for the open mic or whatever, and I was the only comedian. All right, and this is my first time doing stand up. Yeah. You know, let's just say I was over prepared. You know what I'm saying? I prepared so much stuff or whatever, and especially for an urban room. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I didn't know things like I have to wait on the laughter. Yeah. You know, you say your joke. I didn't know nothing about stepping on my jokes. It's like I said my joke. Time moves a little different when you're on stage. Yeah. I say a joke. I assuming they not laughing. It just takes people a second to register. You know, and when you're on stage, you know, each second feels like 4. When you're, you know, especially when you're just now, you know, starting or whatever. So I talk so fast, and I just ran. You know, I ran through 5 minutes of jokes in like 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you know, my first time was. Let's just say it was a graceful bomb. The girl, I got some number out of the situation. This girl, she was a singer. She was cute, had a big fro or whatever. She was cute, so I got a number out of it.
Poetry open mic.
Well,
that's like a dream.
Yeah. She had a poetry feel. So.
Do you remember the balcony club when that was running?
Hey, I just did Balcony Club. Was it a couple weeks ago?
Oh, I thought they closed it. I thought they stopped doing it.
They did. They did. They told. Yeah, no. They do. Well, they do it now. Like they changed the format, but it's just not. It's not the same.
Okay. Yeah. No, it was awesome. It was this one they would do a lot of music and shit like that. And like the music was so good that you almost felt bad for the comics, so you had to really do good there. But the funniest thing to me was the spoken word motherfuckers. Because they would just go up there, and there was this one specific dude, it was like an older white dude, and he would always do like the horniest poetry I've ever heard in my life. It'd be like, I run my hand across her breast, I reach in her chest. And I'm just like, what the fuck? How are you going? Like, and like, what's our response supposed to be? Nobody's clapping. Like, I don't know how those people get up in the morning. I don't know how they write all that shit. I don't know if that's a fetish. But that's crazy to me. Did you ever see that, dude, when you were there? People like that, the spoken word people?
I've never seen the spoken word people, but I have seen a comic bomb.
No, yeah, that's a hard ass room. You gotta really address shit there.
Man, bro. If it's anywhere I've seen people bomb the most, it was at Balcony Club.
For sure.
And then what's crazy to me is how comics will bomb, don't work on new material,
do the same exact thing,
and then show back.
Never gotten a laugh in their whole
like in their head, they're just like, man, I just wasn't in the right energy. Like nah, bro, you need new jokes.
As a fellow comedian, y'all don't fake laugh at somebody that's bombing or nothing?
Oh, no, it's not a fake laugh. It's a real laugh, especially if it's my friend. I love when people bomb and it's, like, hard or they just say some real stupid shit. I laugh my ass off.
It's hard to watch for me, man. It's cringy, man.
For sure.
For me, because, like, I
love watching my friends bomb.
He's a masochist, so he likes hurting himself. But, nah, I mean, I have so much empathy for the person on stage because... You know, I know how much it took to even get up there.
For sure.
Still putting yourself out there one way or another.
Yeah. Like you're putting yourself out there to.
It's pretty vulnerable.
For for people to even say that you
for a lot of people, and then there's a lot of people that are I don't know. I don't think that they
delusional.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's always weird to me when I see someone bomb and then I'll go look at social. Yeah, I'll go look at social media and they're like, "Man, I killed tonight," and it's just like, "Nigga, to who?" Like,
that's when I don't trust people. They're like, they'll send me the video. They're like, "Check out the set I murdered," and it's just crickets for like 5 minutes, and you're like, "How? There's no way. There's no way."
I mean, shit. This thing is I mean, that's what I'm saying. This thing's such an ego-based thing, you know. So sometimes when I start having issues with people or, you know, I feel like people are being weird, it's like, okay, it's like the people are in their ego, you know.
Me and him are the opposite. It's like if we're not getting consistent laughs the whole time, we're like, I bombed. If we go like a minute in a fucking set without like anybody laughing, we're like, yeah, I fucking bombed on that shit.
I mean, a lot of people understand, you know, I see a lot of people, they understand the bombing aspect of it, you know, like, oh, I didn't do well, but it's just like, you know, at the same time, it's like, some people still feel like they're bigger than what they are, you know, and I get tired of that energy. I don't care what you're doing in the scene of Dallas, you know what I'm saying? You got a fucking day job, nigga. What the fuck? Why you know what I'm saying? Why you treat me like you're
it's crazy that
why you treat me like you're a full-time
you start
comic,
running
bro?
One open mic and your ego just fucking I've seen it happen with so many people.
It's like you're still like until you're making some serious bread off this stuff, man, like bro, you ain't no better than the fucking young nigga that I fucking hoop with at the fucking basketball court who doesn't do comedy. What make you better than this fucking guy in his life? You know what I'm saying? You about to be weird with me like you somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows you.
The people that's the shittiest is the former comics that never made it, and they got to go into some kind of like role, like a promoter, not a promoter necessarily, usually producer, like show producer and shit. That used to be a comic, and now they're doing that, or they used to be a comic, and now they're trying to like find talent and shit. Those be the biggest assholes of all time because they're furious they never made it, and that they have to do this, and this is the way they made money off of it.
It's always weird dealing with people like that, with that type of energy, man. I you know. Because, you know, I'll go places, you know, people like, hey, go check out this place, man. And, you know, I got such a distinct look and distinct energy that I'll notice that, like, certain people will treat me weird. You know, like, I'll try to, like, hey, you know, I'll go with some comics that, you know, that look up to me. You know, it's like, okay, come over here. They'll give you time. They'll give you 15. They'll give you 20. Yeah. And I get there and the guy just immediately doesn't fucking like me. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, he'll look at me like, yeah, I'll give you time, and then next thing you know, it's somebody that no one gives time. He gave time to. Yeah. And it's like, well, what the fuck was up with me? Like,
and it's always like they're doing you the biggest favor of all time, and it's like this costs you nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, man, you know, you could fuss about your opportunities, or you can make your own and build your own.
I don't fuss at all because I'm too fucking lazy. I know I'm not grinding as hard as most people. So I'm like, when I do see people get opportunities, I'm like, yeah, they're not funny, but they do like They're out there. They're constantly trying. They're fucking at a mic 12 days a week and shit.
I mean, that's how it starts, man.
Work in. Okay.
I mean, someone sees something in you, and it's whether you can capitalize on it or not. You know, that's kind of what happened to me in, like I said, in Philly. You know what I'm saying? They saw something in me, and I didn't have the home life right there to be able to capitalize, man. Things were so bad. Me and the mother of my child, we had just I was out the military. She was on her way out the military. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
what made you go into the Air Force in the first place?
Like, why?
Yeah.
Shit. I knew that if I went to college, I was just gonna sell weed and fuck hoes.
And that was bad because
I wanted to make something of my life.
That's fair.
You know, like it's just fucking loser over here.
I'm sorry, I chose the other route. It's pretty fucking fun.
Yeah.
Look, you're doing a lot better right now. Yes. But
did I
have fun 7 years ago? Yes.
But that's a little too much truth just happening right now, honestly. Nah, but
how many roofs did you jump off of parties, you idiot?
Yeah. A few in the military, but I was getting paid for it.
How many boob-looges did you do?
Yeah. But I joined the military. I was a great test taker. I was good at school. I just was bad at like homework. I never.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? And then you realize like the deeper you go into school, more things are homework than anything else. Like I'm great at test taking. I scored highest test even when I went to the military. Like ASVAB, I killed this shit. Scored over 90.
Yeah.
So it's just about like when I think about college, it's like most of the work is at home, and I know once I go home, if I'm not interested in the work, I'm not doing it. So that's kind of I was like, man, this not gonna work out. I'm just gonna go in here and rack up student loans or debt and whatever.
Yeah.
And I had unfortunate things happen to me in high school where I wasn't able to get the scholarship that we all knew I was going to get. My home life, love my mom, but she did whatever she could to get the basketball team, the coach or whatever, to get me off the basketball team. She was that type of mom where, for her, my dad was a big ball player. He used to play with Dennis Rodman back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He went to South Oak Cliff. So did Rodman, even though Rodman didn't play much because he was a thug back then or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But ball was my thing, and but my mom seen ball. She seen my dad, and my dad, was a gangster, and he ended up getting killed when I was younger. So she wanted me to be nothing like him. So she always used to be like, play baseball, play baseball, play baseball. I'm like, Mom, I'm a hooper, So when I got it messed up my route or whatever. So it's like when I couldn't hoop, when I couldn't get that scholarship, it's like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna go into the Air Force, and just try to take my talents there, try to play ball there. Yeah, and so that's how that happened. That's how that ended up.
Y'all play sports too, or?
I mean, if you can call it that.
We played high school football. That's it.
Football.
That's what's up.
I played recreational basketball in college. Me and Q actually, it was the funniest shit. We were doing a watch party for Kill Tony at Q's house. Okay. It was me, Q Rose, with a cast on, playing with his left hand only. He's a right-handed person, I believe. Yeah. And a woman who had never touched a basketball in her life versus 4 male comedians. Yeah. So we had me, a girl, and Cripple Q Rose. And I think we won 11-3. It was crazy, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah.
You would think, I don't think any of these dudes had seen a basketball in their fucking life. It was crazy.
They were just happy to see a basketball court.
They would get hit with the chest pass and it would right between their hands bounce off their chest and go into bounds. And you'd be like, this is like special ed levels of uncoordination, dude. You're like, there's no way. Like you see like the bench warmers or something like it is exactly
never
that.
hooped at all. That's a crazy
bad
life.
news Bears, dude. We fucking I blocked Q Rose is a witness. I blocked this kid forward, turned around, raised up my hand and blocked him backwards. And Q Rose said it's unheard of. No, I've only heard of this in lore. It's the backwards block.
Yeah, they
I heard legends about this.
Yeah, comedy is what most of those guys are
one-handed, left-handed putbacks. It was crazy.
That was Michael Jordan.
It was 4-on-3, and he was crippled. We had a woman. It was just nonstop.
What about you, Jay? You play sports?
I did. I moved around a lot. My stepdad was in the military, so I kind of I moved around too much to actually be in the sports. But I love sports, so that's one of my main things.
Yeah. Music. I know he was in the music for a while. That was your thing.
Oh yeah. So I network a lot.
How long have you been doing music for?
I was doing that. I've been like 10 years for real.
Oh yeah,
nice. It's been a minute, but yeah.
What was your rap name?
Bino.
What?
Bino.
With an O.
Okay. Bino. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bino.
He thought it was a Hispanic slur.
Oh, he thought he said Beaner. Okay.
Well, I thought you used the hard R on it. I thought he was going soft A, dude.
Oh no.
Beaner?
Yeah. That's what I thought he said. It sounded like it. Dude.
It's so interesting how they won't even say Beaner. This is crazy.
You know what I was? You hear what
and we think like Beaner, like we just say it so casually, like
you hear what you want to hear, and you guys are allowed to. This is a family-friendly podcast. It's wholesome, dude.
Say that to Offset's family, nigga.
I'm sorry you were on your knees so much that you couldn't play college basketball.
Damn.
On my knees so much. Is that a gay reference?
No, dude, you were praying.
This nigga Gunter,
you were praying
man.
for some brothers to love in Philadelphia. Now,
see, this is why you don't get too comfortable with white people. You know what I mean? Like, because then they start getting disrespectful. Think you won't slap the shit out of their ass.
You start out with that.
They get real.
Holy shit.
No, we're good. We're good.
What was the fucking Air Force like? What were you doing in the Air Force?
Man, I did a lot of things, man. I work with pilots directly, so a lot of their equipment, a lot of like things like night vision goggles. I did parachutes. I did the training. As far as like even though like hazmat training and stuff, like you watch Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
You took care of some 2319s.
Yeah, when they had like the sock on them and stuff,
the 2319.
And then people have to like wash off. We have our suits on or whatever, decontaminate whatever.
Spraying off the homies.
In a lot of ways, it was like the pilots were like Batman. In a lot of ways, we were like Alfred, except for like the butler part, just kind of like more like the engineering side.
You giving them gadgets?
Yeah, a lot of gadgets. Like even things like if they get lost, I would.
Were you jealous of the people that got to fly the planes?
No,
You didn't want to fly them at all.
Did you ever get to fly in them? Would they like take you on like a? Sit in the back?
I mean, yeah, I flew. I flew. Yeah, you flew in a jet.
Was it fun as fuck?
They rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. You definitely it depend on your base too. Because I did. You definitely got to fly on different types of jets. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The coolest experience was definitely the refueler jet for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it's like, I had plenty of friends that were refuelers or whatever.
I was torqued up, dude. He loves it.
So basically, if you don't know, it's like, you got one jet that's run out of gas, and then we have a jet that's literally full of gas. Okay. And so, you go to the back and you'll see them doing the whole thing. There's like a window in the back, and there's like a point, and another plane flies up. And you could see them like putting the gas, sticking it in and refueling this plane while it's in the air. And it's just like a crazy experience. You wouldn't even think that this is a thing. So,
bro, dude, I feel you. There's no greater feeling than filling up your boys.
Yeah. At least that's not directed at me. Just in the air. Just in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Just in general.
General
gayness is fine.
Yeah. General gayness is fine.
Okay. Learn.
Like,
all right, and now we figured it out.
Hey, we're all learning.
It took a while. I'm just like,
it's a learning experience.
It's like
oh, dude,
motherfuckers see me, they can't wait to test out they do black jokes. And
I didn't do any black jokes. I did exclusively gay jokes. I feel like I've been very progressive
my
in
bad.
this episode.
Can't wait to do their gay jokes on their black friend. Like,
almost worse, dude. I feel like black people would rather experience racism than homophobia.
Might be on the
like, call me black, just don't call me gay.
Well, I am black.
Well, there you go.
I'm not gay. It's pretty simple. I think we just rather just take the truth. Like you said, I was on my knees. Like
no,
you could have said I was at a chicken stand. Like, the fuck, like I was like, I actually did like chicken. I was never gay. Like, what you talking about, dog?
I like it.
There's just no truth in it. It makes it not funny. It's just like we said, shock value. It's not funny if it's only shock value. It's shocking to call a black person gay. Like, all right, but there's no truth in it. Like, it's not funny. Take that bullshit to Austin. Nigga.
Brought it all in. Yeah, brought it in. Nah, yeah, wow.
What are you gonna? You don't know what you're gonna call the special yet?
No, we're still.
What about Q Rose U-Hose?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. That wasn't a gay joke or a black joke. That was just a regular.
I think he just likes it because
I like the rhyme. Q Rose U-Hose. You know.
U-Hose. All right. I know not to listen to him by anything Brandon wise. What the fuck?
What about Q Rose Brotherly Love?
No, you just shot it yesterday. How you feel about it? I mean,
shit.
Oh
man.
yeah, that's
weird. I was so happy to get to see that.
Hey, right.
I got to attend.
Oh yeah,
what y'all think about it?
Oh, he killed that night for sure.
It was
they said the second night was better than the first night. I didn't see the first night, but what was their second night? I thought he did very good. And then he had added tags that I hadn't heard before on jokes, which made me happy because I would know where shit was going. He would say another shit. I was like,
oh,
okay. Nah, yeah. Man, dog. I'm just glad it came out. You know, for one, I'm glad everyone came out. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Everybody here coming out supporting.
We made it on right on time.
I did too. Yeah.
You know, but two, I'm just happy that the venue gave the look. You know what I'm saying? You know, because there's certain things we had to mess with, man. You know, like I'm like, all right, let's cut these lights off. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some of these chairs up front. You know, so we get a good audience cam. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it was just certain things, you know, it was certain technical difficulties. I had to put a motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
The first show or the second show?
The second show.
You had to put somebody out?
Yeah, I had to personally put somebody out. I had to be my own bouncer to my own comedy special.
No, break this down. What?
It was this dude. We know him from. He was like, okay, so Q has been there from every version of Shark since the first one. Yeah. It wasn't a comedian. No, he's a friend of comedians, but
ain't my friend.
So, not anymore. So, wow. He basically had to explain Shark. So he's been there since the first iteration. Our boy Noah the Shark. He started his first comedy club out like a recording studio. Got banned from there. Different recording studio. Got banned from there. And then he took his shit to a place called Buzz Brews in Deep Ellum, which is like a gentrified IHOP, basically.
With a bar.
So that dude was a bartender at that place. So I think he showed up for Q special. I don't know what the fuck. He was blackout.
Yeah, he was drunk and loud. Now I came to him like I'm in the back.
Somebody you kind of know though.
I don't know this guy. They know him. I've seen him before.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I'm in the back just getting ready, warming up the comedians, whatever. Just getting ready, bro. Like get ready for, I got 35 minutes to do, you know what I'm saying, at least, you know what I'm saying, so
how are you warming them up?
He gonna go with it. This nigga finally get a girlfriend, and now everyone's gay. Holy shit, man. We know you're fucking finally. God damn. Finally, dog. Wow. Good for Thomas, nigga. Holy shit, bro.
I'm sorry.
Now you say you was warming them up, man.
But I'm mostly just warming up, just getting ready, whatever, man. And I hear this loud fucking talking, bro. Like, I just hear loud talking from the back. I'm in the back. I hear that. So I go out there, man. And I see the guy talking. I'm like, okay, it's whatever, man. I just go up to the guy. I'm like, hey, man, can you just quiet down some? You know, I'm not thinking nothing of it.
The special ain't started yet.
No, I ain't started. I'm not on stage.
Right.
I'm not on stage. You know what I'm saying? Now I go back to the back again. And the guy's fucking loud as shit talking again. So I go up like, bro, please, I need you just to, like, please, like, it's a show going on. Like, you're talking louder than everyone can hear you. You're talking.
And we show up in the third part. We didn't even know about the first two.
Then
nah. We're like, hey, you need to keep your voice down. And we didn't know Q had already.
Hold on. We ain't even there yet. There's more. Then he sits down next to Shark.
Oh my god!
At the stage,
at the board. He sit down next to Shark at the stage, bro. And he's talking loud at the stage. I get up and I grab him. I'm like, hey, bro, come here, bro. Like, you're way too loud, bro. I need you to go to the back. He's like, hey, I know this guy and whatever. I'm like, what? I don't. Nick, go to the back. I'm not putting him out or nothing. I'm just like, bro, you have to go to the back. This is the third time. You got to go to the back. Just sit in the back. You go to the back. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I come back.
He's right there.
I come back, bro. I'm in the green room. I'm about to go on stage at this point, bro.
Right.
I'm about to go say, like, I'm.
So the other
my guy featuring Big A is up.
They all perform. Okay.
Yeah, my Big A is up. Like, my guy featuring his time's about to be up. I'm about to go up. I hear loud noise. Now, in my head, there's no way this is him. I swear, I told him to go to the back. I told him not to come back to this side. So in my head, there's no way it's him. I come out and I see you guys. I'm like, not Kyle and Thomas. And then I look over and I see him. I'm like, motherfucker, didn't I tell you to stay in the back? I went over there and I'm like, he's like, oh, I'm just buying these guys beers. And I'm like, can I get their beers first? I'm like, no, you gotta leave. You gotta leave at this point. So I'm dragging. I'm damn near dragging this guy through fucking people and stuff. I got people that I brought there looking at me like, what the fuck is going on? What we doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Chill, bro. So I have to take him to the back, man, and I have to like point it up the ceiling, like, man, please, can I? Like, no, you have to leave, bro. You have to fucking go, bro.
Sometimes you gotta bounce your own special. Bro.
That's
crazy work, but you had to do
it. And I had to do that. And this is the messed up part about it. Like, I'm the headliner, so I have to get my mind right. Because first I'm in my funny mind state, then I gotta get into the mind state of putting somebody the fuck out, and then I come back and I'm like, good, and I come back and I'm like, okay.
It pumped you up though.
I was gonna say it might have been for the better.
I came back and I told Shark, man, I was like, because Big A was supposed to do 15 the first night, 10 the second night, like 10, 12 second night. Okay, so 11 minutes is already there or whatever. So I'm like, Shark, just don't light them yet. Give me just a couple of minutes to get myself back together. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all heard Big A
go. How much time do I
have? Okay. Big A, he looked at his eye. How much time I got?
He fell during the fucking set. He said, "How much time I got?"
Like, how much time I got? I know 10 minutes is up by now. Like,
just like, keep going.
True professional.
Yeah,
true professional.
He was like, whatever. I keep going. I'm like, thank you, Big A.
Like, say time. He said, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So I was,
and he just said crowd work.
Yeah,
Big A.
Yeah, he just did crowd work.
Did well.
He worked. Yeah, he did really well. So then he worked the crowd for some couple more minutes. We needed him to do a couple more minutes at the last second, and he did it. You know, so shouts out to Big A.
Thanks
for
the show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, friend of the show. But yeah, he gave me enough time to get back there and get myself a little meditated right and get myself back together. You know, did about 15 so I can come out, you know, and do my 35. And it's, you know, and I realize now with this, you know, when you have something, that's why I have so much respect for like Shark and anybody that's really producing shows, man. It's a lot that comes with it, man. You have to deal with comics being late. That's one thing. I mean, my starting the show at 8. If you're my host and you come there at 8:15, we didn't even have an opportunity to start the show on time. Not to say that we were, but we didn't even have an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because I had to figure out a host situation last minute, second day, because my original host, he calls me at 7:00.
Who's the original host?
D Smooth. Okay. My original host, from Friday, and he did a good job Friday.
This is D Smooth for sure.
He did a good job, but he said he was doing work all that morning. You know what I'm saying? He was doing he woke up that morning and did 5 a.m. But he was talking about he was filming. I'm like, oh, you was doing entertainment work. We had entertainment work that night. You know what I'm saying? So it's just whatever his situation is, he couldn't come. And he waited till 7:00 to tell me to a show that we had to do at 7:30.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to train up Bingo. We had to train up Bingo right then and there on what we needed from him. Bingo was supposed to be featuring, but I felt like Bingo, as far as what we needed to do, and he
did good as a host.
He did great. Shout out to Bingo. He did great as a host, but he did great as a host. But it's just I'm in the mind space of trying to figure this out right then and there. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay. You know what I'm saying? I need to figure this out. Even though I'm in the mind space also, it's like, damn, I got a special to fucking do. But it's like we're not at a professional. We're so many things are happening unprofessionally.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, you realize that I realized, damn, it's so much.
Knowing all
but
of
it's
that.
Also,
now.
the good thing about Noah's place is how uncorporate it is. So you could literally manhandle everything. You could kick that dude out. You could do whatever you want.
I'd rather someone else be paid to do that.
Well, I mean,
but what were you saying?
I was gonna say, knowing all of that now, it's crazy how well last night turned out. Then.
Right.
Because it rocked.
It was
awesome,
altercation. It felt great being
It didn't
there.
seem like all of that shit went down.
I had a fun time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I was happy that he, like I said, you don't know everyone's situation, so I try not to be, too frustrated, because people are, people got their own lives going. I don't know what the fuck the drunk guy was dealing with in his life. So he's like, I want to put him out, but still, I want to, at first, you want to give him grace. I don't know what the fuck he dealing with.
4 chances is crazy.
Yeah, 4 chances. That's why I go ahead and put him out at this point, because you don't know what. But at the same time, when I first talked to him, it's like, I'll deal with the grace. You don't know his grandma just died
Grease
last night.
probably would have put him out, but they're homies. So
Grease wasn't about to put him out. But whatever. But
that's true. He hasn't escorted a single person
you gotta
out. Wasn't nobody about to put him out. That wasn't what they're, nobody's gonna put him out. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they are there to do. We didn't have anybody there.
I was at least trying to, because when he came
we don't have
I was like,
we don't have a bouncer.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
literally when he came up to us.
Yeah, but we don't have a bouncer. We have a door guy, but we don't have a bouncer. But that's why you got security at a lot of these events for belligerent people, possibly in the audience. But we're not, But that's what I'm saying. That's why you have. You go to DCC, you got Big Drew. I ain't seen Big Drew have to put somebody out before. You know what I'm saying? It's happened. So, but that's why I see why this is a business. This is a whole business. You know what I'm saying? You start dealing with people, it's like, damn, you got to deal with comics, their egos, fucking audience members, they're you got to deal with life. Some things is just life. That's why. Smooth, I was frustrated, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, at the same time, it's like, whatever. If I understand now, maybe you could use them, maybe you can't use them. It's whatever. It's however you deal with them. It might have been just a one-off situation. But I've missed the show before, but the last show I missed I remember it was an hour 15 away, and it was Nathan Beeman's show.
I remember you dodged the bullet.
Yeah, I dodged the bullet.
Yes.
I didn't know about the show. I didn't know we'll go into why I missed it first, and then you'll tell me about the bullet that I dodged. Okay. So I was supposed to go down and headline for Beams. Beams is cool. But what happened was one of my friends, my mom. So I've known this guy since birth. You know, my mom. No, not but my mom and her best friend from college or whatever, her son, he was a Dallas comic that moved to DC. He had died literally that day. Literally that day or the day before. He had died, like literally died.
Much like Takeoff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was fucked up.
Brother, man.
All right, bro. All right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that.
I felt bad for that one. I didn't feel good.
Yeah. Thomas, you gotta work on that. But then I'm saying you gotta give grace to people. We don't know what type of head injuries Thomas has.
I played high school football.
We don't know what he been through.
I apologize.
But I got thanks for the apology, bro. It definitely was needed, nigga. But
I can't have no sentiment. I can't.
Yeah, but he had died the day before, and I'm apprehensive about like missing shows. I'm trying to make every single show I get to. I don't want to miss a show, but I couldn't. I just literally couldn't. I didn't have it in me. Because this wasn't just a comic. This is a guy I've known since birth. I just posted pictures with us at Christmas. Yeah. And this is January. So we were just together. You know, I don't post all the time.
Right, this your people for real.
So this is my people for real. Like, we were just here together on Christmas. So, you know, and I'm like, man, I texted Beamers and whatever. And I texted the group and it was like, yo, the guy that just died, because everyone knew about it. They had posted it on the DFW comedy page.
Oh, shit, I remember that now.
Yeah, everyone knew about it.
I never knew that dude, but everybody seemed really sad about it.
Well, yeah, he didn't know because he had moved to D.C. to do comedy. Yeah, he had moved to D.C. But me personally, it's crazy.
Y'all grew up together.
Yeah, we grew up together, and it was crazy because we was just at Christmas talking about comedy, because when I was in Philly, he was in Dallas. Mm-hmm. But then when I moved to Dallas, he moved to D.C. So a part of us didn't really even know we was doing comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh, snap. And the even harder part about it is he just put out his special 3 weeks prior to him dying. You know, 3 weeks prior to him dying, he had just put out his special. You know, so, you know, I tried to muster up the energy. My mom hit me up and whatever. His family hit me up. You know, if you go out there, you know, try to go out there and dedicate it to him and whatever. And I probably could do it now.
You made the right decision.
Yeah, but I just didn't have the energy. Now tell me why, Mr. No Tact. Well, tell me, no class, but
I feel really bad about that. You say stupid things. We went out there to Farmersville. They do a margarita crawl. It's like a town thing. So everybody in this thing is just lining up for free margaritas, and we had to bark anyone that tried to sit down. And then like Beeman was up there. Me and Big A were like the only people that showed up to it. I think everybody else bailed, and so like we show up there. I don't even think Big A went up, and Beeman was up there for 30 minutes just talking to people that were in a line and constantly leaving. I barked. Me and Big A, I think, barked in like a decent, like maybe double-digit audience. I think somebody went up. They all started clearing out, and I'm like, Beeman, give me the fucking mic. Give me the computer. This is karaoke now, dude. I'm just going to sing. We're going to entertain these motherfuckers. And then I started doing that, and people were happy, and then we left. I did that for a couple times. Big was like, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing karaoke. This sucks.
Why has no one told me this? This is crazy. I felt bad for a whole year about the only show that I didn't miss.
It was some bullshit.
No. I was at the house like, fuck, man. I fucked it. I'm bullshitting, man. You finally get a headlining gig and you fucking miss it, and you wouldn't have made more decision. I would have went out there and just not performed. Disappointed, but you know,
there you go.
It is what it is.
Well,
damn, some clarity right there.
Well, we've learned a lot on today's show. Don't call black people gay. Is there anything else y'all want to promote or talk about before we?
You definitely can call them gay if they're fucking gay, idiot. God damn. It's like
that's you're hanging on to the road. Is there anything else you want to talk about or promote before we get out of here? Is there anything? What's y'all's music labels or names or things that you?
Where can people find you? And your work.
Well, right now,
different forms and fashions.
Well, shit. Right now, Yeah, you can find me at Q-Rose Comedy, but I'm in the midst of possibly a rebranding. That's what everyone's coming at me. I've always had, for people before, I've always, like, my Facebook is King Q-Rose. You know what I'm saying? People have known me in that type of, but I was trying to keep it separate, but I'm at the point now where me separating it hasn't gotten me the opportunities that I've wanted to, because it's like, oh, okay, I want to separate my comedy. That way I can look like a comic to people and they can try to bring me on. And now that I'm at this point where it's like I've had to do most of my own doing, it's like I almost don't want to keep separating it. It's like, yeah, I want to put all this energy into one. But you can find me at Q Rose Comedy right now. And you can find us at the Red House Pod. As far as any
YouTube, Spotify,
RedTube,
yeah. Not Pornhub.
Not anymore after the ban.
You catch me at DJAY_Park PARKK. That's my Instagram, and then J Park on Facebook.
Hell yeah,
for sure.
Alright, that's been a fucking wholesome ass episode.
We did it, man. We did it. It was hard, but we did it.
We did it. I'm
Appreciate
sorry.
You. Congrats on the special. Can't wait for it to come out.
I'm only disrespectful on camera. I'm very nice off camera sometimes. I love y'all, dude. That was fun.
Appreciate you.
I'm sorry for all that fucking being an asshole.
Nah, you trolling,
Yeah, this is a troll. As long as we can,
that wasn't serious.
The way that it's gonna come out though is
I can also
the joke will be
any of that
him.
shit out that y'all want.
The joke will be like, oh yeah,
I'm the dickhead. Yeah.